Hey guys, how's it going? Coming to you today in this video, a little bit tired and low on energy. Well, as you can read in the title, I just received my first dose of the Astra Zeneca vaccination. And in this video, I'll just share my experience, talk about the process of the entire vaccination so that you can also know what to expect the next time you go for the vaccination, regardless of whether it is AstraZeneca or any other company like Pfizer or Sinovac whatsoever. And also at the end of the video, talk to you about the side effects that I'm experiencing, and to tell you that this vaccine is not as bad as people seem to think it is. This AstraZeneca vaccination is a voluntary one, which I did volunteer for. And once you sign up for it, you can choose the date and also the venue, which I did choose yesterday, and also in UKM Bangi. And this voluntary program is only open for the Selangor and KL residents only, because we are definitely living in a very red zone area. But this registration is already concluded, and those who have selected their dates and also the venue can expect to receive the invitation through the My Sejahtera app. Like I mentioned, I took the vaccine yesterday, and surprisingly it's very smooth, it's very efficient. So I'll guide you through the process of the from start to end on how this vaccination going to look like the next time you head into the vaccination center. Upon arrival, before you enter a hall, you have to sign in through your My Sejahtera app as usual, like how you sign in when you go other places. Also, you will be given a form to fill up. It's actually a consent form. I'm not too sure this is a consent form strictly for AstraZeneca vaccination only, or is actually available to all the other companies as well. So for this form, you just fill in your particulars and bring the form all the way to the hall for further processing. After you fill up the form, you just head into the hall, and there will be temperature checks to make sure that you are not feverish and you are in a good health condition and you are feeling okay, you are feeling well. And inside the hall, there is actually a very big hall in UKM. There are a lot of stations that you have to go through from registration all the way to the end, which is the discharge. So once you get in the hall, there will be a registration counter. So you have to open your My Sejahtera app and show the appointment, the vaccination appointment. You have to scan a special barcode, and this barcode will actually be updated in your My Sejahtera app. Later down the line, you can see the batch number of the vaccine you got and what time you took it. And after this registration counter, you will be headed to the doctor station. The doctors will make sure you know that you are going to experience a certain side effect from the vaccination, and also to make sure that you consent that you are able to take the vaccination. And this is the point where you sign your name onto the form you fill up earlier. So once the doctors have cleared you for the vaccination, you will be given something like a number that you can see here. Mine is J3. So J3 refers to the seat that you're supposed to sit at, and J is the vaccination booth that you're supposed to enter. So once you go into the vaccination booths, I think there are about 10 in the UKM hall. You just wait for your turn. The nurse with the corresponding booth, like for mine is J, they will call you in, and then they will give you the vaccination shot.
Sudah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Okay.
Right-handed.
Alright, kita kiri ya.
Okay.
Okay, relax ha. Tarik nafas. Lepas, tarik nafas dalam, saya tutup sikit, minta maaf.
Once you're in a booth and you have taken the vaccination shot, they will ask you to take the photo of the batch number of the particular vaccination vial, and you proceed to the next counter, which is to update the MySejahtera with the particular batch number and the time when you took the vaccine. So in this station, they'll provide you with a card, something like a cert, and they will write the particulars of the first dose of vaccine, and you're supposed to bring this cert or card for the next dose. And before you wrap up the entire vaccination process, you must go to the next station and surrender this card to the volunteer or the worker, and then they will hold it with them for 15 to 20 minutes. So this 15 to 20 minutes is actually like an observation time. So this is to ensure that after taking the vaccination, you are not feeling any adverse or bad side effects. Like some people, they have allergies, or they will develop some symptoms quite quickly. Maybe some of them will have some vomiting, and some of them might even pass out. But so far, for my vaccination session, no one did exhibit any symptoms of this kind of reaction. So the entire process, from registration to taking your jab, minus the observation, took me about 25 minutes only, which is surprisingly very, very fast. So if you include the observation into the time, it will be around 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes, which is still very, very good. So kudos to the organizer and the coordinator for making the flow so easy to understand and so easy to follow. And I hope that the next dose of vaccination will just be as good as this, or probably even better. So this Astra Zeneca vaccine is known to be a little bit on the notorious side, where people are worried of blood clots and whatsoever. But actually, to tell you, the blood clot occurrence is probably 1 to 100,000 patients, which is so much significantly lower than what you can get with other things. You can die from COVID at a higher risk, at a higher chance. You can get COVID at even higher risk or a higher chance as well. So there is nothing wrong with taking this vaccine, just that the side effects might be on the unpleasant side. But once you get through it, once you power through it, it should be okay, and you can consider yourself less of a risk in your family to transmit the COVID-19 sickness. So at the time of this recording, it is about 24 hours since I last received the AstraZeneca vaccine, and the side effects that I experienced is during the first hour, I felt a bit lightheaded and a bit dizzy, but not so serious to the point that I cannot drive back home. And after the first hour, you will feel that your arm, which is used for the injection, you will feel that the arm will start to become a bit sore. So initially, you will feel a little bit of like a tingling sensation, and then over time, after a few hours, you will be a bit numb, and after 3 or 4 hours, the pain will start to come. For me, the pain is quite major, to the point that it is disturbing with my sleep. I would say that when I first got the tingling sensation and the pain is probably at a 1 on a pain scale. Then as I move on through the night, once I get to bed for the night, the pain is probably at a 7. So it is a very sharp increase in pain, to the point that it disturbs your sleep, and it is impossible for you to sleep on that arm. You will feel that your arm is like a bit mangled, I would say. It is very hard to use the arm, but you are actually advised to not use the arm or carry any heavy objects to avoid any further complications. And after that, about 12 hours after the injection. This is way past midnight already, probably about 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. I start developing chills, I start shivering, and the fever comes. The fever was about as high as 38 degrees. So I am still having this fever right now as I'm recording this video, but it is all manageable. You just have to take a bit of Panadol to number one, lower the fever, and also number two, to make the pain for your arm more manageable so that you can get a good night's sleep. And I expect this symptom to continue through the weekend, maybe for another like 1 or 2 days, and hopefully I'll be able to resume and get back to work on Monday. So that's it for the COVID-19 vaccination experience. I hope this video is enlightening and can serve as a guide to your next vaccination appointment. If you have any question you want to ask, feel free to ask me in the comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you like this video and this kind of content where I share more experiences about my life, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell as well. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.